Today, we are talking all things Eagle, Idaho. Specifically, we are going to dive into the top 6 things you need to know about before making the decision to pack up and move to this booming Boise suburb. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, please take 2 seconds to hit that little subscribe button so we can stay in touch and you can see future videos when we post them. Okay, so now let's dive into Eagle. Just straight out, Eagle has quickly become one of the most sought-after cities across the Treasure Valley. With its picturesque foothills, family-friendly atmosphere, gorgeous communities, and its close proximity to both the Boise River and to downtown Boise, it's easy to see its appeal. But beneath the glossy real estate listings and Instagram-worthy sunsets, there are just a few key things about life in Eagle that, well, don't always make it into the brochures.
Way more orange than it looks online.
No. Okay, then tell me.
First up, let's talk about shopping. Over the past several years, we have had many people who found us just like you right here on YouTube reach out and just tell us how excited they are to check out the downtown area of Eagle. And then as we talk through what Eagle is really like with them, or better yet, tour them all through it, well, more often than not, what we find is that, well, what people are envisioning, I should say, for the downtown area of Eagle just really isn't quite right.
Well, that was not at all what I expected.
And since Eagle is undeniably viewed as being the most ritzy and upscale area in the Treasure Valley, sometimes people think that its downtown area is going to be, well, just fancier and a bit more like the downtown strips and areas of, say, Telluride or Park City. But, well, it's just not. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still attractive and welcoming with its tree-lined sidewalks and brick accents and buildings with earthy tones and gabled roofs. You'll see boutique shops, cozy cafes, and locally owned restaurants that give it a warm, community-centered vibe and atmosphere. And there's definitely a noticeable effort to keep commercial development really visually cohesive with its natural and residential surroundings. But if you are hoping to find a more bustling and hopping shopping and retail scene, Eagle is probably going to keep you wanting. In general, our clients who are big shoppers and that fall in love with a community in Eagle, they often find themselves traveling about 6 miles south to go to the Village in Meridian, or about 8.5 miles southeast to the Boise Town Square Mall, which is our indoor mall here. And then additionally, for groceries, many Eagle residents find themselves driving to Meridian to get everything they need. While there is an Albertsons right there, as well as a Winco right there in Eagle, well, most Eagle homeowners end up making the drive to Market Street across from the Village in Meridian, which also has a Trader Joe's, a Boise Co-op, and a Fred Meyer not too far away. So if you are a big shopper for clothing, home goods, or maybe you are a big foodie who loves to cook and you want to be sure you can just have the option to run out for 5 minutes and come back with all of the ingredients needed for your culinary wizardry, well then just know that chances are you are going to be driving a bit further to get everything you need or want. Next up, Eagle is no longer as small town as it seems. Many people move to Eagle for that quaint small town charm, and while the downtown core still has that vibe, the city has grown rapidly over the past decade, and that growth was just really pushed into overdrive over the past 5 years. New subdivisions and communities are popping up just faster than the infrastructure can keep up.
There, I said it. It's out of the way.
So, will you still see some of those gorgeous wide open spaces and scenic views? Absolutely, but don't be surprised when you find yourself stuck in traffic on Eagle Road, which is already the busiest road in all of Idaho, as well as, well, just longer waits at popular restaurants, and even the farmers market there has become increasingly packed. So today, Eagle is really more of a blend of fast-paced development coupled with just kind of a splash of small-town charm. If you're hoping for a bit quieter and more rural living, well, going to the west a bit over to Star, or even a bit more rural and further to the west over in Middleton, that might be closer to what you're looking for. And if you are at all interested in learning about either of those 2 cities that I just mentioned, so Star or Middleton, we have several videos for you to check out, which I will link to in the description of this video. Now, let's talk about everybody's favorite topic. Let's talk about property taxes and utility costs.
She's kidding, right?
I mean, who in their right mind?
She's kidding.
across the board, both property taxes and utility costs in Eagle can be higher than some initially expect. Despite its population surge, Idaho is still often touted for its low cost of living, but Eagle is one of the most affluent areas in the state. And well, with higher home costs and home values comes what? Comes higher assessed home values. And that ultimately results in higher property taxes. While it is true that the levy rate for the vast majority of Eagle is, comparatively speaking anyhow, on the very low side, so by the levy rate, that is the rate that is applied to your home's assessed value to determine your overall property tax bill. And for the majority of Eagle's communities, that is currently right around 0.41%. So it's very low. But since homes in Eagle are assessed at higher values than what the exact same home would be assessed for if you were to pick it up and plop it down in, say, Kuna or Nampa or even Meridian or Boise, well, that typically means that your property taxes might just be higher than initially anticipated. And then, in addition to property taxes, in pretty much all of Eagle's master plan communities, you're going to be in an HOA managed neighborhood that has monthly or more commonly quarterly or semi-annual bill associated with it. So for this one, just be sure you do yourself a favor and ask your realtor, whether you choose to work with my husband Andy and I or with another team altogether, be sure you ask about all of the utility and tax bills before buying, because it's not just about the mortgage in the end. There are other costs to consider and factor in so that you have 100% just a full picture of what you are getting into.
Boring, but ultimately advantageous.
Moving on, let's talk about the commute into Boise, because, well, it isn't always easy. While Eagle is only about 10 to 15 miles from downtown Boise, that doesn't mean the drive is quick or stress-free. During rush hour, Eagle Road, which is again the busiest road in all of Idaho, it can come to practically a standstill at certain times. And with no direct freeway access, many commuters can face longer wait times at intersections and bottlenecks, especially come winter when road conditions slow everything down. So for this one, spend some time at various times of day exploring what the main roads and routes that you would be taking on a regular basis might look like. For many residents, the closer access they have to either State Street or Chinden Boulevard, that can oftentimes shave off a lot of commute time for them, or provide alternate routes if there's a wreck or a detour of some kind. And then just because I know that many of you watching this right now are coming from places with what our clients often deem as being real traffic, yes, it is always relative. So there is a good chance that our version of bad traffic here is going to look like a breeze to you. It's all relative, right? But just know that you will want to test it out at different times of day, and really just the times of day that are unique to you and your lifestyle, so you can know for sure prior to committing to making it your new home base. Next up, while Eagle has some wonderful local eateries, cafes, and restaurants, 4 of my favorites include Rembrandt's, Crave, Coins, and Koa, or if you want to just grab a quick bite to eat, so just a quick grab and go, I love Cafe Yum too. But I digress.
Can we stay on topic?
If you are used to big city nightlife or an expansive culinary scene, say you're coming from the LA or San Francisco area, you might just find the options here to be a bit limited. And then again, it's all relative, right? Dining out in Eagle usually means casual fare or driving into Boise or Meridian for more options and variety. And then on this note, while the city is growing at an incredible clip and new spots are opening up regularly, nightlife is still pretty darn quiet after 9 p.m., sometimes even just 8 p.m. And that's even true in the summer months when the sun doesn't go down until almost 10 p.m. here. Yep, the nightlife here is just very quiet, and I really do not see that changing anytime soon, nor do I want it to. But if you love the nightlife, please recognize that.
Closing early. Sorry, Thomas.
Okay, so on to number 6. While Eagle is well known for its proximity to nature with access to the Boise River Greenbelt, Eagle Island State Park, and endless hiking and biking trails, not all or even most of its neighborhoods are created equal when it comes to their walkability and biker friendliness. A lot of Eagle communities will require driving just to get to the nearest trailhead or parks. So my tip for this one is to take some time to look very closely at your community map, and then better yet, walk around the neighborhood and ask some of the current residents about walkability and what they experience on a daily basis there. Some new developments may look very close to nature on the map, but are actually cut off by busy roads or private property. So if that is something that's important to you, please do yourself a favor and take some time to wrap your head around what the community you're considering has direct access to, and or what it would take to access those spots. So to wrap it all up, Wild Eagle is a beautiful place to live with top-rated schools, stunning landscapes, and a strong sense of community. Just like any city, it comes with its quirks and complexities that are easy to overlook from afar. If you're planning to move, take the time to explore beyond the brochure. Talk to residents, visit during rush hour, and factor in all of those little costs and lifestyle nuances. A bit of research now can save you a lot of surprises later, and really just help you to ensure that Eagle really feels like home when you get here. And then if you are also curious about learning about any of the other cities and suburbs that make up Boise's Treasure Valley, we've got a lot of great videos in which we do just that, like this one and this one and this one and, well, all of these. Or perhaps you are headed out the door and don't have time to watch any more videos at this very moment. Please take 2 seconds to just tap that little subscribe button so you can find my channel later and check them out when you're ready. Or if, say, you have more like 5 seconds, we have a fantastic info-packed, completely free, no strings attached relocation guide that you can download and peruse through at your leisure that I will put the link to in the description of this video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.